Hi, I'm Jamie Forbes from Fine Art Magazine, and I'm here with Mr. Anthony Baxter, and your film is You've Been Trumped, correct?
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
And what led you into the You've Been Trumped scenario?
Well, I live in a small town in Scotland called Montrose, which is about 45 miles south of where Donald Trump decided to build a golf course resort consisting of 1,500 houses and a skyscraper hotel on a stretch of unique wilderness. This area is unique in Europe. It's supposed to be protected under Scottish government law not to be developed, but the government gave Donald Trump the go-ahead to develop this.
And what are the unique qualities of the natural habitat?
Well, it's an area which is deemed a site of special scientific interest because it has the most unique moving, shifting sand dune system in Europe that allows scientists to determine the effects of global warming on the coast.
So it's the oceanography.
That's right.
And its effect on the coastal environment plus the marine life.
Yeah, that's right. It's a really rich area for wildlife. For birds and you know, according to the scientists, it was the worst possible thing to happen to develop this.
Oh, that's so. And he just was able to plow this through.
Yes.
And the people protested.
Residents protested against it, but the government said that this is in the economic interest of the country to have this development go ahead. They said that there'd be 6,000 jobs created, 1,400 local jobs, even though that part of Scotland has 1% unemployment. You know, so it's not an economy on its knees in any way.
That's interesting.
So
it's a local economy, very much like everybody's supplying and supporting one another and bartering amongst themselves for currency or otherwise. So it's a fully employed economy, almost like a clan system.
Well, the area is actually is one of the wealthiest areas of Europe because the oil industry is very, very big in Aberdeen, which filters down to the rural communities around it. So this area where I was filming is just north of Aberdeen, and it feels very remote, but it's probably only about 10 miles north of the city of Aberdeen, which is Britain's kind of oil capital.
That's interesting because we had discussed previously the fact that this was a movie that was imitating art and film in Local Hero, and now this actual scenario has arisen.
That's right. I mean, in Local Hero, as you know, Burt Lancaster is the oil tycoon coming over to develop an oil refinery in a remote Scottish village, and here we have an American tycoon, Donald Trump, coming over to develop in 2011 a golf course resort, which the idea is to bring rich, wealthy golfers to this remote place to play golf and to spend money in a luxury hotel and to make money out of it. I mean, that's what Donald Trump does. He owns the land. He owns hundreds of acres on this stretch of Scotland. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So he's built this?
He hasn't. He's built one golf course so far. The housing and the hotel have yet to be constructed, but the golf course hasn't opened yet. It's behind schedule. It's due to open next year in July 2012.
So you don't know actually if people will come?
No. I mean, it's a story. Local Hero, the film has an ending where Burt Lancaster goes home and decides not to develop the refinery. But this story, we don't know what the ending is going to be.
Well, this is your unique story. This was just somewhat of an analogy, but this is a very unique actual happening. The documentary is telling the story of this abuse of power. In some way, would you say it's an abuse of power?
Well, I think it's
reflective of the group.
I think it's up to people to watch the film, make up their own minds about that. But I do think there is a real problem with money and power riding roughshod over the environment, and it's a question that I put to Donald Trump in the documentary, and he says that it's not about money and power. He says the principle will win out. He sees it as a principle thing that he's allowed to develop this on this stretch of land, and that these local people could be displaced and forced to move homes to make room for it, leave their houses and have their houses flattened to make way for this development. He sees that as a matter of principle, but
And what principle is this? His freedom?
Well, one can only assume that. I mean, I haven't, I don't know the answer to that question. He's really somebody, I think, who just...
It's a capitalist principle.
Yeah, he makes money out of building hotels and golf courses, and that's how he makes his money. He's a developer, so...